Hello, everyone, and welcome to the English Pump Podcast. I'm your host, Mark. Today, we will talk about an important moment in history during World War II. We will discuss President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's final days and how his choices led to the famous Yalta Conference. By the end of 1943, FDR returned to Washington very tired. After years of hard work during the war, the stress had affected him badly. FDR had polio and did not have much energy for exercise. He also liked smoking cigarettes and drinking, which sometimes made his health even worse. His blood pressure could get dangerously high, and he showed signs of heart disease. At one point, he told his close aide, William Leahy, that he did not know if he had the strength to continue. Even with his poor health, FDR made a big decision in 1944. He chose to run for another term as president, even though he was very sick. He also decided to change his running mate. His first vice president, Henry Wallace, was seen as too left-wing. Instead, FDR picked Harry Truman from Missouri. Truman was more popular and had a simpler style that many people in the Midwest and the South liked. However, FDR and Truman did not meet very often. Between the November 1944 election and FDR's death in April 1945, they had only a few meetings. At the Yalta Conference in February 1945, FDR made it clear that he was the one who would lead the United States and help shape the world after the war. He often talked about his hopes for a new world order and a future United Nations, but he did not explain his ideas in detail. This left Truman with a difficult task after FDR died. At the Yalta Conference, FDR met with other leaders like British Prime Minister Winston Churchill and Soviet Premier Joseph Stalin. Both Churchill and Stalin had clear ideas about how to divide Europe after the war. They planned to create different areas of influence in Europe. FDR, on the other hand, was less clear about his plans. His unclear ideas made it hard for Truman to understand what he should do later. During the conference, FDR's health got even worse. When he appeared in public in January 1945, he looked very tired and underweight. It was clear that the long years of work had taken a heavy toll on him. In the end, FDR's choices were very important. His decision to run for another term and his change of vice president helped shape the future of the United States and the world. Unfortunately, FDR did not live much longer after the Yalta Conference. When he died in April 1945, he left Truman with a difficult legacy. Truman had to continue FDR's work and deal with many new problems, including the start of the Cold War. Before we finish today's episode, here are some key English words to help you understand our discussion. Legacy, the effect or influence that someone leaves behind after they are gone. Conference, a formal meeting where leaders or experts discuss important issues. Influence, the power to have an effect on people or events. Health, the state of being free from illness or injury. Unite, to join together for a common purpose. Thank you for listening to this episode of the English Pump Podcast. I hope you enjoyed learning about FDR's final days and the Yalta Conference. I also hope the vocabulary words help you improve your English. Until next time, this is Mark signing off.